And good afternoon, race fans. Welcome to the NNSCRA Oreo Truck Series Season 3 as we prepare for the Ruby Tuesday 200 version 2 here in Division 2 of the Oreo Truck Series. 41 drivers ready to take to this racetrack, and certainly a lot of them, if not all of them, were watching the race that occurred earlier, Division 1 race, to see just exactly how they may plan out their strategy here today. We know that Seth Cole won the Division 1 race after some fuel strategy there. No doubt about it that these drivers have that in the back of their mind, and they probably have very similar scenarios to what Seth Cole did. Some of them may go out of the ordinary, though. We're just going to have to see who's going to have the best strategy to get him to victory lane. Tim Fiegel picks up his first career Oreo Truck Series pole of the season and qualifies himself into the Budweiser Shootout next year. We got, alongside of him, our defending champ here in the Oreo Truck Series, and that's Jake Rogers, who, I might add, is in the top 5 in the standings, and with a good enough run here today, could leave with the points lead. However, he's going to have to face off against our current points leader, Joseph Bryant, who is going to be rolling off from position number 11 in the number 89. Bob Fergus is going to line up in row 2 on the inside. Fergus, of course, picked up his first Truck Series victory 2 weeks ago at Infineon, and he'll start off alongside of Dylan Schwallenberg, who is still looking for his first career Oreo Truck Series victory. Pace car rolls off. They will complete 2 pace laps. While they do that, we will show you the starting lineup for today's Ruby Tuesday 200 version 2. And here it comes as we prepare to race off here at the Tricky Triangle. They don't call it the Tricky Triangle for nothing. The question is, who's going to be able to reverse the trick and take the checkered flag here today? We're about to find out. 20 laps of racing here at Pocono, and Tim Fiegel is going to lead them down here as the green flag is now displayed here at Pocono Raceway, and we are underway. 41 drivers, one winner. Who's it going to be? Well, Joseph Bryant wants to get to work early. 3 wide there. Back there goes our points leader as he moves to the inside of, I think that's the 67. Yes, it is. Ooh, Jake Rogers up in the fence. Oh! The leader, Tim Fiegel, got turned! Right in front of the fields. Fergus is turned. It's a major parking lot back here. It's like a car lot. What in the world? Are you kidding me? Everybody's just all backed up here. I don't even know who was involved. You could have thrown a blanket over who was involved there. It was just so packed up. I'm not seeing any real damage to anybody, though. I saw Bob Fergus get turned to the infield. Oh, there's Fergus. He's got damage. And Jacob Rodriguez. Those two sustained the most damage in this whole incident, but good gravy. I mean, Fergus got turned to the inside line. Fiegel, the pole sitter, and who was the leader at that point, got turned up the racetrack. Dylan Schwallenberg was in it. I'd say the only drivers that weren't involved were these two guys, Jake Croven and Nick Bergen. Sean Galligan may have gotten through, I don't know. Jake Rogers, Brandon Gonzalez, that's the top 5 now. Tim Fiegel, after getting spun out, he's continued on. He's now in 6th. 7th is Rossi. 8th is Reed. 9th is Campbell. And John Acosta is 10th. But what in the world just happened? We're going to find out. But good grief, it almost looked like a car dealership with all those cars just lined up there. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Jake Croven is not the leader. Sasha Dawson's the leader. I thought maybe she was a lap down, but she wasn't. The Pizza Hut Toyota's out in front. Sasha Dawson, who started off this race, I think it was in the 5th position. But let's see what we're under the caution flag for. Absolute mayhem starting off this race here at Pocono. Oh boy, I don't even think you could look in the dictionary and find an adjective to describe this. Right here, this is a battle for the lead. Bob Fergus is going to get into Tim Fiegel, bounces down into Sasha Dawson, who ends up becoming our new leader after all of this. Yeah, she does a great job missing this wreck. Dylan Schwallenberg comes into the picture. He gets into Tim Fiegel. Jake Rogers. Look at how the track's just going to get blocked up here. Bob Fergus gets spun off the nose of Sean Galligan. Look at Croven. Threads the needle between Schwallenberg and Sean Galligan. And just find your car. See if you get through. I mean, good grip. Look at them. Just backed up there. Robert Band's backed up. Aaron Reed. Jeff Ehlers. Kenji Sato. I mean, look at this. Look at that. Absolute, utter chaos. I don't know who sustained damage or what. I do know that Bob Fergus had some damage. I do know that Jacob Rodriguez had damage. Let's try and pinpoint those two drivers and see how they sustained the damage that caused them to smoke. Okay, this was an incident that happened off the racetrack. It was down in the grass area. All this chaos is going on here, and Bob Fergus is going to get turned by Sean Galligan down into Tim Walsh. And then watch coming into your screen at some point here will be the 88 of Jacob Rodriguez. So you see Brandon Gonzalez makes a little contact there. At this point, Bob Fergus is already smoking. He may have gotten hit, may have been that hit from Sean Galligan, but watch Jacob Rodriguez. He's trying to get through, decides, okay, now maybe I can cut right up here between Trey Campbell and Tim Walsh, and he's just not quite going to make it right here. Watch his... Oh, you know what happened? Tim Walsh, he's trying to back up to continue on, and Jacob Rodriguez doesn't know it, and it's just two different scenarios that meet at the same time, and hard impact for the 88. But I think the Bob Fergus machine may have gotten his damage after he got turned around by Sean Galligan. So, Jacob Rodriguez, Bob Fergus, they've sustained the most damage. Oh, there's Kenji Sato bouncing off. Oh, big damage for Jessica Miller, too, in the 59. That was one I missed. William Duncan, Kayla Barnes, they've got some damage there. Someone just nailed the Jessica Miller machine. I think that was Tim Walsh. So Dylan Young, James McLeod, they get together. There actually was more damage than I thought. You couldn't really see it from when they were moving, but seen it in slow motion, there are some drivers that have sustained more damage than was originally suspected. But Jessica Miller, Bob Fergus, and we know that Jacob Rodriguez, they were smoking. We'll have to see just exactly what the casualties are after absolute mayhem here on the first lap of the Ruby Tuesday 200 version 2. So we'll get ready to go back under the green flag on lap 6 of 20. Sasha Dawson out in front. The leaders actually the whole field, pretty much did not come down pit road. But drivers that are out as a result of this wreck, those three drivers that we saw smoking, that's basically the cars that retired. Bob Fergus, Jacob Rodriguez, and Jessica Miller. So apparently the damage that I saw sustained by guys like Dylan Young and James McLeod, apparently it wasn't that bad. Or if it was damage, they may have come down pit road and made repairs. Don't know for certain. Anyway, here's the way they line up as three cars have retired from the race so far. Sasha Dawson's out in front. Jake Croven is up to second. Nick Bergen is in third. Fourth is Jake Rogers, and Aaron Reed is fifth. Sixth is Trey Campbell. John DaCosta runs in seventh. Matthew Rodriguez runs eighth. Ninth is Anthony McCurry, and in 10th is Wyatt Morgan. Joseph Bryan are points leaders in 11th. 12th place is Jake Johnson. 13th is James McLeod. 14th is Daniel Schwab, and 15th is Corey Williams. Adam Rose runs 16th. 17th is Savannah Turner. 18th place is where we find Mike Dawson. Brandon Gonzalez is 19th, and 20th is Marco Rossi. Tim Fiegel, our pole sitter, he is back now in 21st place. 22nd is Jeff Ehlers. 23rd is Dylan Ruiz. Michael Harvey, 24th. 25th is Joe Davis. Yokohama Kato runs in 26th. 27th is Sean Galligan. 28th place, Jake Baskinger. 29th, Robert Band. 30th is Bill Doberpool. 31st is William Duncan. 32nd is Kenji Sato. Kayla Barnes runs in 33rd place. 34th is Dylan Schwallenberg. 35th, Justin Perry. Richard Johnson's in 36th. Last week's winner, Dylan Young, is in 37th. And Tim Walsh is in 38th. Out of the race in 39th, 40th, and 41st are the race cars of Bob Fergus, Jacob Rodriguez, and Jessica Miller. Tell you what, the two Millers have not had much luck here at Pocono so far. Jennifer Miller was en route to a top 5 finish in the Division 1 race, but ended up getting turned during the last caution of the day, and Jessica is retired dead last from this race after only one lap of green flag racing, as the green flag is displayed for Sasha Dawson. the Pizza Hut Toyota, going to lead them into turn 1. Anthony McCurry making a move back there. I was talking in Division 1 about how much this track is very similar to Bullet Super Speedway. Not only with the track texture, there goes the 46 around John Acosta. Trey Campbell is involved. Anthony McCurry, well, there goes my whole point there. I was going to talk about Anthony McCurry, but forget that. Bill Doverpool got turned around there. William Duncan, he sustained damage from that as well. So they'll race it back to the caution here. Jake Croven to the inside of Sasha Dawson. Saw John Acosta get turned around there. Anthony McCurry sustained some damage. And, Jake Rogers. This is the second time I've seen his car go up and hit the wall, and it looks like Jake Croven's going to lead them under the caution flag. Bill Doverpool, we saw him spin. He's got some front-end damage to his car. William Duncan's involved. Kenji Sato may have gotten a piece of it. There's Anthony McCurry, who just had to wreck, so I couldn't make my point. So the caution flies once again. Everybody else looks like they're okay as far as damage-wise. Well, there may be a little bit of damage to the 82 of Daniel Schwab. That may have been from the earlier incident, though. So the caution flies for the second time today. The leader is Jake Croven. Let's see what happened. Now, we had two separate incidences here. First one happens further up, and we'll cover that in just a moment. This one happened further back. Right there, Kenji Sato, Robert Band makes some contact, and Band comes down, clips the KFC car of William Duncan, turns him around, and for a while, Kenji Sato and William Duncan, they're able to make faces at each other or something. I don't know, maybe make some sign language, wave to each other. I don't know. They do something. They were facing each other for a while. Maybe have a little bit of a talk there. I don't know. But, whatever they were doing, don't know exactly. I don't even know if they were doing anything. But they had a while to be able to chat with each other there as they were face to face through that turn. But that was originally what the caution came out for. But something happened further up with John Acosta. Let's take a look at that. Here's a look at it. You got Trey Campbell to the high side of John Acosta, and there's the contact between them. Matthew Rodriguez did a great job getting through there. Anthony McCurry, though, he gets involved. Corey Williams got turned back there. He was turned by Daniel Schwab. That's how Schwab sustained that right side damage, so I was correct on that. As there you see the 80. Savannah Turner got a piece of that. Possible damage as well for Marco Rossi. And then Bill Doverpool is going to come into the picture here. I think the Dylan Ruiz machine got some damage there too. And there's the 53 up and into the wall. And then I think he's going to get hit by Justin Perry. Someone gets into him and spins him around. Don't know who it was for certain. Wasn't Richard Johnson. Could it be Dylan Young up here? Right there. Oh, yeah, just a least little bit of contact. Just kind of scraped the 53. And that just kind of put a tailwind on it and spun him around. But Savannah Turner, Dylan Ruiz, we know they got a little bit of damage as well. So we are under the caution flag for the second time today. Let's go back to green flag racing now, as I believe they did make pit stops this time. Well, first in and first out on pit road, that was Jake Croven. And so he is the leader, so we'll get ready back to go under the green flag on lap 11 of 20. Drivers out after that incident. I don't know if Kenji Sato was actually retired from the race. Let's take a quick look here. He is listed one lap down. That may have been due to just an extended stay on pit road. Nope, Sato has retired from the race and is out. He will finish the day in 37th. Also out of the race is the car Bill Doverpool. He'll get 38th. They joined Bob Fergus, Jake Rodriguez, and Jessica Miller in the garage area. Everybody else completed pit stops, got the damage fixed, and are back on the racetrack on the lead lap. Here's the way they line up. Jake Croven leads, Sasha Dawson second, Nick Bergen third, fourth Matthew Rodriguez, and Wyatt Morgan in fifth. Basically, really not much of a change in the top five after they came down pit road. They just about were in and out the same way. Brandon Gonzalez is now up to sixth. Seventh is James McLeod. Jeff Ehlers is eighth, Jake Johnson ninth, and in 10th is Joseph Bryant, our points leader. So putting together a good finish is our winner at California. He's trying to leave with the points lead. Then you got Caleb Barnes in 11th, our pole sitter, Tim Fiegel, has made a bit of a comeback after getting spun out in the very first lap. He's now back up to the 12th position. Sean Galligan, he's 13th. 14th is Justin Perry. Marco Rossi, 15th. Jake Rogers runs in 16th. 17th is Dylan Schwallenberg. 18th is Joe Davis. 19th, Mike Dawson. And Yokohama Kato completes the top 20. Let's go further back. We got time. Richard Johnson is 21st. 22nd is Adam Rose. 23rd place is going to be Dylan Ruiz. 24th is Savannah Turner. Tim Walsh is 25th, Jake Baskinger 26th, 27th John Acosta, Michael Harvey 28th, Trey Campbell is 29th, and 30th is Daniel Schwab. Anthony McCurry runs in 31st, Dylan Young is 32nd, Corey Williams 33rd, Robert Bands 34th, and the last car on the racetrack and on the lead lap is William Duncan. He is in 35th position. So the pace truck peels off. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing on lap 11 of 20. Jake Croven out in front looking for his first win. As a matter of fact, as the green flag is displayed, top 5 drivers have not been to victory lane yet this year. I'm trying to look back through here. The first driver who's been to victory lane is actually 10th place Joseph Bryan. He won at California, and he comes in as our points leader. So 9 drivers in the top 10 have not been to victory lane yet this season. They're going double wide. That's for third. Matthew Rodriguez trying to get by the Nick Bergen machine. The caution's out again already. Boy, we had no green flag run here in this second division race. We had a little bit of a green flag run in the first division race. Nick Bergen going to the inside of Sasha Dawson. That is for position number 2. Matthew Rodriguez waiting to see which line's going to open up there as James McLeod goes underneath Wyatt Morgan. That's for 5th place. Bergen is going to get challenged now 3 wide off this turn by Matthew Rodriguez. I think he's going to get second place, though, but who's going to get third? I think it was Matthew Rodriguez by mere inches over Sasha Dawson. So Croven, Bergen, Rodriguez, Dawson, and Wyatt Morgan, that is the top 5. The caution comes out this time for, Corey Williams in the number 80. Richard Johnson, William Duncan, Robert Bann, and Sean Galligan, they were involved as well. Tim Walsh was in it. Jeff Ehlers, Yokohama Kato may have been involved. More drivers on pit road. Trey Campbell, Dylan Ruiz, John Acosta, Anthony McCurry. Something tells me this was not a little wreck. Adam Rose, I think he sustained some damage as well. And also, Michael Harvey and last week's winner, Savannah Turner just rear-ended Dylan Schwallenberg. Mike Dawson just rear-ended Michael Harvey. They've got front-end damage now, but Dylan Young, last week's winner, is involved in something along with Michael Harvey. So the caution's out. Let's see what happened. Croven paces the field again on lap 12. Here's what happened. Jeff Ehlers goes up. He hits the wall, and he's literally scraping the wall. He comes back down, and then he's going to bounce off the Jake Johnson machine. It's going to bounce him back up into the outside retaining wall. At this point, Jake Johnson gets clipped. Brandon Gonzalez gets a piece of the wall as well. And then here comes Sean Galligan. Absolutely nowhere for the Mobil 1 Dodge to go as he rams in there. Here comes Dylan Schwallenberg into the picture. Let's see if he gets through. Everybody's all backed up here. Mike Dawson, Yokohama Kato. Dylan Ruiz is going to come in full speed ahead. Plows into the back of Adam Rose. John Acosta plows in. Jake Baskinger. Trey Campbell. Anthony McCurry. Michael Harvey plows in. You can hardly see these guys back here. Look at that. Dylan Ruiz flips upside down. Up on top of another truck is Baskinger. Here comes Tim Walsh. He's going to plow in. Nowhere for him to go as he nails the back of Savannah Turner right there. Corey Williams, to see him in the center of that. And there's another car back there, and I can't tell who it is. I think that's Anthony McCurry. But look at Ruiz and Baskinger. Baskinger's up on top of Ruiz's race car. And Ruiz, that's the driver's side, so he was probably able to get out. But look at that. One right up on top of the other. Oh, my goodness. That is really, really strange. Really weird. But, oh my goodness. Richard Johnson, he got damaged. So did William Duncan. As a matter of fact, I think Richard Johnson and William Duncan got together earlier incident. Let's find out. Yeah, here's what happened to Richard Johnson. Right there, Savannah Turner gets the wall. Johnson slides up into her. He gets the outside retaining wall. And then all these drivers, they're so glad they've gotten past the Richard Johnson spinning machine. And they're all going to get caught up in that wreck that happens further up. Tim Walsh, he's going to try and get by the 92, and here comes the 93. scraping the wall, he can't go anywhere. He just rams into the front of Richard Johnson's machine. So that's how they sustain their damage. Also, Dylan Young, Michael Harvey, Mike Dawson, and others got damaged after getting into each other, trying to find their spots on during the caution flag, and that may take out some drivers there as well. So we're going to have quite a few drivers out of the race after several incidents occurring here on lap 11. Green flag will be displayed once again on lap 16 of 20. Jake Croven is leading us. Out of the race are these cars: Dylan Young, Dylan Schwallenberg, Jeff Ehlers, Tim Walsh, Sean Galligan, Michael Harvey, Samantha Turner, Adam Rose, William Duncan, Trey Campbell, Dylan Ruiz, Jake Baskinger, Richard Johnson, John Acosta, Corey Williams, Anthony McCurry, and Aaron Reed. They join Kenji Sato, Bill Doberpool, Bob Fergus, Jacob Rodriguez, and Jessica Miller in the garage area. That leaves us only a handful of race cars left to decide this win, and these are those drivers. Jake Croven leads, Nick Bergen second, Sasha Dawson third. Rookies hold the top three spots. Then you got Matthew Rodriguez in fourth, Wyatt Morgan in fifth, James McLeod is sixth. Our pole sitter, Tim Fiegel, definitely got to be a comeback of the day right there by that 90 team. Started on the pole, got spun out on the very first lap, was back in the mid-20s, and is now, at the end of this race, up inside the top 10 in the 7th position. Justin Perry is in 8th. 9th is Caleb Barnes. Marco Rossi, good run for him in 10th place. Joseph Bryant, our points leader, he is 11th. 12th is Jake Rogers. 13th is Joe Davis. 14th is Brandon Gonzalez. Jake Johnson runs in 15th. 16th place is Daniel Schwab. Yokohama Kato is 17th. 18th is Mike Dawson, and Robert Bann is in 19th. Those are the cars that are left on the racetrack, left on the lead lap. 19 cars to decide this race. We'll go back to green flag racing with 5 laps remaining. The guy who's been out in front all day long, basically, has been Jake Croven. He has not really relented that lead. Both he and Sasha Dawson, they've taken turns at the front. They're restarting 1st and 5th. Nick Bergen may be a player as well. He's been up here in the top 5 for most of the day. He's 5th. And don't count out Matthew Rodriguez, Wyatt Morgan, and how about James McLeod? McLeod may be looking for his first Truck Series victory. He's doing fairly well in the standings, had a bit of hard luck lately, but the 67 could use, or the 68 car certainly would be looking for a win to maybe bounce back into the top 10 in standings. Tim Fiegel, our pole sitter, certainly don't count him out in 7th place, as the green flag is waving. Croven will lead them down. We have 5 laps remaining. If the caution comes out, I would be very surprised if we got back to green flag racing. However, we did have a 1-lap shootout in the Division 1 race, so it really would depend when the caution came out as to whether we would go back to green flag racing or not. As Wyatt Morgan, you saw slide up and get the wall, and that's going to allow James McLeod to get the inside of him. That's a battle for a top 5 spot in 5th, side by side for 3rd between Matthew Rodriguez and Sasha Dawson, and the caution is out. So they may be racing back to the line here as Nick Bergen takes a peek to the inside. Nick Bergen side by side with Jake Croven. They still have a ways to go in this event here before they get back to the start-finish line. And I'm going to venture a guess that our points leader, Joseph Bryant, is part of that final caution coming out. Here we go, off turn 4. Matthew Rodriguez trying to get a run, but Nick Bergen, he's going to come down, and he's going to lead us under the caution flag. This may have given him the win here at Pocono. Matthew Rodriguez second, James McLeod third, and up inside the top 5 now, Tim Fiegel in the 4th place. And let's see if Bryant was indeed involved there. Marco Rossi's in it, and Joseph Bryant, he's back in 19th place. Robert Bann also with some damage, and I think that our points leader, Joseph Bryant, here in the closing stages of the Ruby Tuesday 200 was involved in an incident here. Let's take a look and see what happened. Yeah, right here, Joseph Bryant, you see that car just wiggle around on him, go major loose. And he's going to get into Marco Rossi. And we're also getting a report now with the way that the live standings look. That car that went to the inside there, Jake Rogers, that miss of that wreck has just given him the points lead heading into next week at Atlanta. So Jake Rogers is going to be the points leader, and that wreck is going to cost Joseph Bryant the top spot in the standings as he and Marco Rossi get together here in turn 1. Put us under the caution flag, and let's see if it's going to be for the final time today. Does Nick Bergen pick up his first career Oreo Truck Series victory? The caution lights are still on after the white flag was displayed to the number 48. Nick Bergen, who is way down in the standings. I think he's pretty close to last place in the standings. He is a long ways down in the standings, but Nick Bergen, folks, he's going to pick up his first career Oreo Truck Series victory. And what is Tim Fiegel doing? Is Fiegel out of fuel? I think he is. Tim Fiegel was running in fourth, but he's out of fuel. Oh, what a heartbreak for that driver. Our pole sitter, he was up there en route to finishing in the third position. There's another driver missing. James McLeod, he's coming down pit road as well. Don't know why. Oh, he must be out of fuel too. Two drivers run out of fuel on the final lap, but the checkered flag nonetheless is displayed for Nick Bergen, and he picks up his first career Oreo Truck Series victory. Way to go, Nick Bergen. And so Nick Bergen's going to be yet another driver to pick up his first win. So far, we've had two races. Seth Cole in his first start picks up his first career Truck Series victory, and here Nick Bergen in the Division 2 race picks up his first career Oreo Truck Series victory. What's going to happen in these other divisions? Will that trend continue? Don't know for certain, but the tricky triangle, not tricky enough for Nick Bergen, the rookie, to pick up his first career win. Congrats to him. And now we're going to show you the finishing order and the standings. We have gotten word that the new leader heading into next week's race in Atlanta in the points is going to be our defending champ in the Oreo Truck Series, Jake Rogers. Congrats to him on getting that after a pretty stellar day for the 91 car. He finishes the day off in the 10th position. So a good top 10 finish gets him the points lead. We now will show you the finishing order in the standings. Thanks for watching. Tune in as the Mobile and Snickers Cup cars will come here. The 2 divisions in Mobile, 3 divisions in Snickers to finish off the Ruby Tuesday race weekend here at Pocono Raceway. Then next week we head to Atlanta. You've been watching the NNSCRA Sports channel, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at NNSCRA Sports.